What's up, everybody? Good to have you here for the Devo on YT, and looking forward to our new Group Devo that we're going to be doing through the month of November called With You, and it's all about friendships and being in relationships and good, healthy relationships. And today is found in Job chapter 2. And so, by the way, if you want an invite to join our Group Devo and you didn't get one from me, hey, just let me know and I'll be glad to send you one. I'll be glad to text you an invite and stuff like that. And so, but let's jump right into the Devo today. Like I said, it's from Job 11 through 13. And this is what it says in Job 2, 11 through 13. It says, "Now when Job's three friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, heard about all this adversity that happened to him," talking about Job, "each of them came from his home, and they met together to go and sympathize with him and comfort him. And when they looked from a distance, they could barely recognize him. They wept aloud, and each man tore his robe and threw dust in the air and on his head. Then they sat on the ground with him 7 days and nights, but no one spoke a word to him because they saw that his suffering was very intense." And here's the deal. Job had gotten, Job was a faithful man of God, and the devil wanted to try to test his limits. And God said, you can do this, you can do that, but you cannot take his life. And so he in the span of like a day, Job loses everything. And his friends find out and they hear about it and they go. And while we read later on in the book of Job, if you read, his friends don't really give good advice, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But in this moment, they knew that the best thing in this moment was to just be with him. And think about this as your friend, as like we have friendships and in our relationships, our best friends, the things that we do most or can do best sometimes is just hang with our friends and just be there with them. And a lot of times it can be easy when like things are going good, they're at a birthday party, or, you send them a text message, that sort of thing. Hang out with them, go see a movie with them. And, so when things are easy, it's easy to do it that way. But it's when things are hard that can be kind of difficult to do and I think a lot of times we want to try to say things to make our friends feel better because we don't want to see them hurting. We don't want to see them sad. We don't want to see them crying. And so what we try to do is we try to just say whatever we can say to help them feel better. And the truth of it is, and I know I'm kind of guilty of this a lot of times, because I want to help people. I love to help people. This is what I do, right? I'm a youth pastor. I love to help people, love to do that. But a lot of times the best thing that we can do is just to sit and to listen. I think sometimes we rush into trying to speak. I mean, his friends do try to give him some advice that really isn't all that great. But at least in what they should have done, more than likely, was just listen and pray. But in this moment, they do something that a good friend will do, and that is a good friend will stay with them. A good friend will be with them in their grieving process. And they get this right here in this moment, is that they're there for him, just sitting there. Y'all, sometimes your friends need someone to sit with, someone to listen, someone to not give advice or give an opinion or anything like that, but simply to sit with them when they're going through hardships, when they're having a difficult time, when they're, whatever the grieving season is that they're going through, the difficulty, because that's a lot of times it's, when we're grieving, it's not always because of death. Sometimes we're grieving because of a breakup. Sometimes we're grieving because of a bad grade. Sometimes we're grieving because of things that are happening in our families. And you need, as a follower of Christ, if you are a follower of Christ, you and I are called to be with them, to be with our friends, to be with those that are suffering and that are hurting. Today, there's a funeral that's going to be happening here in a little bit. And our church is being a great example of being with those that are grieving. But maybe it's not a death, like I said. Grieving can take many forms. And here's the big point for today. The big point is this, is that God is calling us to be with people when they're grieving. To be with people when they're grieving. Whatever that grieving looks like, whether it's through the death of a loved one or a difficult family situation or a breakup or a bad grade or just a bad day. God is calling you to be with people when they're grieving. And that simply means that you sit with them. That simply means that you hang out with them. Sometimes it means that you just listen and you hear their struggles. And you just listen and then pray. And so I just want to encourage you guys, to do that you become people that are the type that you are willing to be with people when they are grieving. So let's do that. Let's be a part of that. But hey, let's go ahead and let's enter a time of prayer. Hey guys, here's some things that we can be praying for. We can be praying for our church. We've been praying for as I said, today is our funeral, so you can be praying for the family that lost a loved one. Be continuing to pray for Miss Karen as she is recovering from her surgery, and pray for Brother Steve as he tries to care for her. Pray for my wife. I don't know why I keep saying be with my wife, but pray for my wife as she is still dealing with these issues that she's having. She's having to take an iron supplement. She's got low iron, and she's going to see a specialist on Friday. And so please be praying for her. And just let's be praying for each other. Let's be praying for our youth group. Let's be praying for our sport teams, our bands, as they do the things that they do, and to where we can be the hands and feet of Jesus in our whether we're running or we're shooting a basket or we're playing an instrument or whatever it is that we're doing. And so let's be praying for each other. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow night. Looking forward to doing some things with you guys. Don't forget, we'll talk about that in announcements, but hey, let's go to the Lord in a word of prayer right now. Father, thank you so much for just allowing us to be together, Lord. Father, I pray that you just be with our students as they seek to be your hands and feet in their schools, Lord. I pray that we are people that are willing sometimes just simply sit and listen to people when they're grieving, and to hear them and to just be there for them. Not trying to offer advice or anything like that, but simply sitting there and being with them, Father. Lord, you do that with us so many times, where we air out our frustrations, and a lot of times you sit there and you listen. You just hear us. And you call us to do the same, Father. And that when you call us to speak, Father, I pray that we listen. And I pray that we respond to you and speak what you would have us to speak. Lord, I pray that you be with Miss Karen as she is continuing the recovery process, Lord. It's a long and hard task, Father, and I pray that you continue just to bring healing in her life, Lord. I pray that you be with Brother Steve as he leads us as a church and as he cares for his wonderful wife, Lord. Lord, we are so blessed to have him as our pastor. We ask that you continue to speak through him, and that you continue to bring comfort to him and rest, Lord. I pray that you be with this family for this funeral that's going on today, Lord. I pray for peace and comfort. Father, I ask that you be with my wife as she is dealing with these back issues still, Lord, as she is trying to navigate and figure out what the best way to do, how to approach this, Lord, as she is been prescribed some iron supplements. Father, I pray that that she's able to take them and that she doesn't have any problems with them, Lord. And I pray that as she goes to the GI specialist on Friday, Lord, I pray that you be with the doctors and the nurses as they care for her, give them wisdom, Lord. Father, I pray for our students. I pray that you help them be your hands and feet at their schools, on the field, on the court, in the band room, wherever it is that they are, however they are involved in their schools, from when they hang out outside or they hang out outside of school and outside of church, Father. I pray that they are your hands and feet and that they are a witness for you. And it's in your name I pray. Amen. Guys, all right, now let's talk a little bit about announcements. All right, first announcement is this. The winning squad, in case you haven't heard from Squad Wars, was the Nokias. Very good job, man. I tell you, this Squad Wars was an awesome success. You guys did really great bringing in cans, and doing that. And man, I tell you, I've never heard so many compliments about doing a fall event. And I've done like fall events for years in different places. I've never heard so many compliments about how great you guys did an awesome job serving, helping our kids have a blast at the Awana Fall Fest. So you guys win. You guys are awesome. Hand claps all around for you guys. Good job on that. And so, but the winning squad, the Nokias, give it up for the Nokias. They are going to get Amigo Loco tomorrow night. You have to be here, Nokias, to redeem it. If you're not here tomorrow, you ain't going to get it. Sorry. It's just kind of one of those things. But Amigo Loco, so please, if you are watching this, hey, let me know what you want from Amigo Loco so I can make sure to pick it up. And then tomorrow we're gonna start looking at Thanksgiving. We're gonna start looking at Christmas, and we're gonna be doing all those things. We might even be making angel tree stuff. I'm looking forward to that. If we're doing that, when we do that, it's such a fun time. And so you don't want to miss it. 6 o'clock is when we're going to eat. 6:30 is when we're going to have youth worship, our youth time together. And so be looking forward to that. Amigo Loco, y'all. Amigo Loco for the winning Nokias. Well done. Well done. Good job. Hey guys, a couple other things that are happening this month is our packing the boxes. We're going to meet about 10 a.m. We're going to pack boxes. And then afterwards, when we're done, we're going to go and get some food somewhere. We'll go eat somewhere and just have a good time celebrating. I'm thinking like maybe Larry's Pizza, because we haven't done like Larry's in like years, So I would love to go eat Larry's Pizza with you, have some pizza buffet. And so, why did I say it like that? That's so weird. Anyway, but we're going to be doing that on November 20th. And then November 21st, we're going to be curbside delivering our Thanksgiving meal boxes. And man, I tell you, this is such a wonderful blessing to get to do this, to be a part of this. And I say this all the time. This is a simple way for us to be the hands and feet of Jesus in this moment. And so I want to encourage you guys, please, please, please show up to serve. Be there to serve. I promise you, you won't regret it. And then in December, we have some events coming up. We'll have our annual Christmas party that's going to happen. It's supposed to be December 17th, but it is moving. It is moving to December 18th because there's a basketball conflict that's happening that night. So we're going to move it to December 18th. Just one day later. You guys have plenty of time to schedule your world around December 18th. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. We are bringing back the scavenger hunt. Let's go. Let's go. It's going to be so great. Looking forward to doing that. And so, and then of course we have our winter camp. I think you can go ahead and register now. I'm not really sure, but you can go to Cold Springs and register that way. And so if you want to go to camp, do it. I can tell you, camp's always a lot of fun, and this camp it's not like, summer camp to where you're running and going constantly. You're doing a lot of fun things, but it's also a cool chill time. And usually because it's winter, it's going to be cool and chilly. See what I did there? Anyway, so you can go to Cold Springs' website and register that way if you want. Would love to have you go. I think it's $50 a person. So, but you'll be hearing more details about that in the next week or two. So, and then hey, more than likely we are meeting the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And so be looking forward to that. And hey, you guys are going to be off Thanksgiving break. And so we'll be hanging out together during the week. And so I'm looking forward to that. More details coming on that. So, but guys, that's all I have gotten. Oh, one more thing. As I shared with you guys last week, we're moving to a new way of communicating with parents mainly. And with this one app, you guys can use it too. Before we were using Remind and we were using GroupMe, and while those were great tools to use, the problem is that if you're if like our parent needed a text and they texted through GroupMe, well, everybody got that text. And if, you know, and so there have been some issues with that. And the thing with Remind is that we're super limited as to how much, you know, we can share with information. A lot of times I'm having to send multiple texts, which is not always a great thing, right? And so we are now moving to two methods of communicating, like mass announcements. And so our first priority is through our Facebook parent group. And so if your parent is not a part of that and they'd like to be a part of that, hey, tell them to send me a text message. Tell them to let me know, and I'll be glad to invite them. The next part is through an app called Church Flare. And Church Flare is it's a really cool thing. And with it, you can even do things like, you know, you don't have to go search our videos or anything like that. You can see all of our videos. In fact, this video is going to be on there as well. And so looking forward to that. And so we're going to stop using Remind and GroupMe on November 3rd. And so November 3rd will be the last time that we use GroupMe and for the parents and Remind, and those will be archived and to where they will not be used anymore. And so I've been encouraging your parents. I will have this letter that I showed you guys, that I gave to you all last week. There will be copies of it in case you lost one. So we will be making that move and that transition. And so November 3rd will be the last. After November 3rd, we will not be using Remind. We will not be using GroupMe to the parents anymore. So anyway, looking forward to that, guys. As always, if there's anything I can do, if you want me to come to an event, please let me know. I'd love to come to your events and hang out with you. I promise I won't be really embarrassing with you about cheering on. You know, I won't be like, yo, let's go. I'll be, you know, a little embarrassing, you know, because I love you guys. I love getting to see you do the things that you do and all that awesome stuff. But hey, would love to know, would love to come and be a part of it and just, man, because you guys rock. You guys are awesome. And so looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. 6 o'clock is food. 6:30 is youth time, youth service, youth worship. And so I'm looking forward to seeing your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Guys, if you have questions, please send me a text message. If not, love your faces, and I'll see you, like I said, 3 times now, tomorrow. Bye!